So everyone has been talking about the Oculus Quest 2. We already have some details about Oculus's next all-in-one VR headset, so this is a great time to discuss what we want to see. Hello, I'm VR Lad, and here are 7 things we want to see from the Oculus Quest 2. So number 1 is fully supported hand tracking. Now, one of the biggest things I want to see in the Oculus Quest 2 is more in-depth hand tracking. From the second you start up the headset, from the time you turn it off, hand tracking should be able to track your hand movements, navigate the menus, and interact with user interface, even if the controllers are in frame. We can go further than this though, and I would also like to see some form of hybrid hand tracking where you can use a controller in one hand and then utilize hand tracking for the other. Now just imagine a game where you might use magic, for example, with one hand and then have to shoot with a pistol with your other. It would open many doors and provide a chance for the developers to get creative, and it would increase the ways gamers can interact with their virtual worlds. So number 2 is a higher resolution screen. Now while we're on the subject of improvements, it wouldn't hurt for the next generation Oculus Quest to have a slightly higher resolution, as long as it doesn't compromise the refresh rate of the screen or the battery life, of course. It's important that when you are upgrading that it feels just like that. It feels like you are upgrading. But all Oculus would really need to do is upgrade the processor inside the headset and stick a slightly larger or more efficient battery. That may prove to be difficult while trying to stick to their target price point of £399, but if they manage it, it would provide them with an edge in the market. So number 3 would be an increased battery life. So one of the biggest flaws of the original Oculus Quest is that its battery life was incredibly short. So it was roughly around 2 hours, and you know what, that's okay for a first attempt at this kind of headset. But now Oculus have an opportunity to increase the battery life significantly in the next generation headset. That will be difficult, of course, as there's always a trade-off that have to be made when you are trying to keep something as small and as mobile as possible, and when you are trying to reach a target price point. However, with the amount of time and effort that Oculus are putting into this new headset, it's not out of the question to see some big improvements in this area when it comes to the Oculus Quest 2. Because as games get bigger and longer, the amount of time people play in will get longer as well, and the battery will need to complement that. So number 4 then is going to be knuckle straps included as standard. Now this doesn't seem like a big thing to ask. Now knuckle straps are different to the standard straps because, well, no surprise, they go around your knuckles and they allow you to open your hands fully without dropping the controllers. This helps with the immersion of the game and protection from accidentally letting go of the controllers mid-game. Now this could be a perfect opportunity for Oculus to include these as standard. Currently for the original Quest, you have to buy them from a third party, either via Amazon or eBay, for example. Now knuckle straps are proven very popular amongst Oculus users, some being made also for the Oculus Rift as well. Having Oculus place these as standard on the Oculus Quest 2 would mean gamers wouldn't have to go out and buy them from third-party sellers. It will also help with the immersion of the game, as gamers wouldn't have to pick and choose between opening their hands and dropping the controllers. This could be a real winner for Oculus if implemented. Number 5 is having an Oculus Link cable in the box. Now one of the benefits of the Oculus Quest is that it doesn't need a powerful PC to power it, and yet for the times when you're at home, it's nice to be able to connect the Quest to a PC and play Oculus Rift games that aren't available on the Quest. There is one issue with this though, is having to buy an additional cable. Now it made sense that Oculus would charge for this when it was released, as the Oculus Link feature was available long after the Quest was released. It would be a good thing though if Oculus could now release the next generation of Link cable in the box with the Oculus Quest 2. I mean, anything is possible considering they have updated the current Quest to use a Link with USB 2.0. Also, including a cable in the box could earn some serious goodwill amongst the Oculus customers. It means they would not have to go out and buy an additional cable, increasing the cost of the overall experience. Next up is having better positioned ports. Now this was a big thing for me, so while we're on the subject of the Oculus Link and the cables, it would be a good idea if the next generation USB ports could be positioned better so they do not interfere with the gameplay. But what I mean by that is the current Quest has a Type-C USB connection that sticks out to the side. This, for me anyway, has caused some irritation if the cable is quite heavy, and if you were playing a quick moving game like Blade and Sorcery, it can get in the way. Also, if you are like me and you like to use a pulley system, there is that constant worry that the tension may cause damage to the ports, and on a £399 headset, that's simply not acceptable. So it would be a good idea if this time around Oculus would place the USB port for the Quest 2 in a similar position to that of the Rift S or the CV1. This would force the cable behind you, almost eliminating it getting in the way and allowing you to use a pulley system if you desired. It also makes for a lot nicer looking headset when it's plugged in as well. For me, there's nothing worse than having stuck out to the side of your head. And last but certainly not least is having more availability at launch. So the Oculus Quest has been in and out of stock since the holidays last year. It's so popular that they've become almost impossible to find. Anybody who searches for them will tell you how difficult they are. Some people have also gone to marketplace sellers like eBay and paid inflated prices. Is it that Oculus can't keep up with the production, or is it the case that Oculus is limiting production? Either way, that demand works in Oculus's favour, and the word that production is sold out or in high demand is a great advertiser. With that being said, if Oculus want to make the Quest 2 the headset of all headsets, then it needs to be able to keep the headset in stock, especially around the launch. There is no doubt though that Oculus will have some plan for this, and it would be interesting to see how this next generation of headset does when it's finally released. So there we have it, guys. That's our 7 things we want to see from the Oculus Quest 2. Is there things that you want to see that's not listed in the list? Let me know in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you always know when I upload a video. Thanks for watching. I'm VR Lad, and I'll see you soon. Peace.